supply chain digitalization is no longer a buzzword. We're learning more about businesses. They're transforming their supply chains. They're going digital. We know that returnable transport packaging items, they're essentially the backbone of the supply chain at various capacities, and nothing truly moves without being in a pallet or a crate, for example. So first question, interested in knowing your thoughts surrounding the need or the sense of urgency that you may be feeling to digitize supply chains. Is this something that your customers are asking for or requiring? Their ESG pressures or economic value efficiencies? And we'll start with you, Sandeep. Interested in your thoughts here.
Yeah, sure. So at Brambles, the motivation to digitize or go through the digital transformation is both internal and external. And as you would know, pallet pooling business is very complex, and digital transformation, produces an opportunity to gather visibility into the supply chain, like make our own internal operations more efficient, revisit our business models to make them more effective. And if you look at the pooling business, I think there's a lot we can do with the digital data, like reducing the burden on our customers, through reducing declaration audit. So these are some of these things that helps us to make our internal operations more efficient. Digital also offers opportunity to add, digital services to our customer. Through if you can track a pallet, you can track the goods on the pallets, and through environmental data, we can provide visibility into the supply chain. There are losses, leakages, spoilages. So we look to explore digital with the lens of both, like, offering services to our customers, but also using it for our own internal operations and making them more efficient.
Well said. Thank you, Sandeep. Turning it to Pat. Pat, what are your thoughts here?
I'm something similar to maybe in a way to Sandeep in some respects. Our businesses are aligned in terms of those type of core values, the things we're looking for. However, it's another step you take beyond that. One of the sayings that people in our business know, I always say, is traceability is the foundation of a sustainable and circular economy. So how do you actually get to that? So to actually get to that, you need a method, and digitalization of the supply chain, digitalization of the assets that move those raw materials around the supply chain, be it produce, be it chemicals, be it something else, will become more and more critical. So yes, we are being pushed by some customers, but not always for digitalization, but for the other reasons. So when you put them all together and you explain the pieces they're missing, then suddenly, you suddenly see the services, you suddenly see the products that the customers are now seeking, beyond and above the value services that we already provide to them. So is it going to grow? Yes, it will. Will it ever go backwards? No. I mean, maybe somebody said to me recently, once you turn on a data stream, nobody turns it off. There's always a reason for it. There's always a use for it. So if we can get some more insight into those pooling markets, how to make things more efficient, yes, it's the way forward.
Great. Thank you, Pat. Josh, what are your thoughts here? Again, same topic. In this, thinking about circular economy, thinking about what customers are demanding, what are you seeing out in the marketplace?
Yeah, and I think the benefit we have is on this panel specifically is an expertise in pooling, and so you're going to hear some similarities and rationale and value propositions for ourselves as companies and our customers. And if we go back in time just a little bit, there was massive value unlocked within the supply chain with the pooling model itself, whether you're talking Brambles with CHEP or TOSCA or IFCO. And that provided and offers a significant amount of value to our customers and the broader supply chain. I think it's time, as we all believe, that we take the next step. And that next step is digitizing these pooled assets. And that truly is something that we firmly believe in. And of course, our customers are seeking some insights specific into their own unique supply chains. And that's all in service of providing that additional visibility. So the word that Sandeep and Steve and Patrick are highlighting, that's the key. And for us to be able to provide that visibility, these assets are required to be digitized. To put a personal perspective on it, when I'm out in the world shopping, would like to understand where the product is coming from, what the supply chain it's gone through. And so you can make an informed purchase decision with this insight. And so for me, it's wanting to know where the food that I'm eating is coming from. And that's only available to us from a digitized asset base in this instance. So that's a little personal spin from my perspective.
Yeah, well said, Josh. And I don't know if pooling companies when they started, I don't know if it was realized that this backbone of the economy of the kind of nothing really moves on a pallet or a crate. It's now it becomes a vehicle for collecting data as we think about the digital aspect of it. Any additional thoughts before we move to the next topic from Pat or Sandeep?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite clear what Josh has just said. I mean, it pushes me back to, I think it was 2001 when I actually worked for one of our competitors, and I was sat talking to a friend, and we were celebrating his daughter's birth and different things, and we actually looked at the change of that other pooling company, and when they changed their software systems, and we said we're just moving from just pooling to a data company if we can get it right for our customers. But it's how do you get it right? And it's taken time. It's a bit like RFID comes over time. Wiliot now comes into play, and it's like now we're opening up those avenues to actually find those pieces of core data, and exploit them, as that's the best way to describe it for everyone, so that we can create more value. At the end of the day, that's our core requirement.
Yeah, Jeremy, I would add what Pat just said, getting it right. I think supply chains are extremely complex, and from a technology perspective, these are like huge scale operations, and getting it right at the right, at the cost point. I think these are some of the key aspects also.